Hello, how are you? I am so tired. Today is the day of my new doctor's appointment with the movement disorder specialist up at OHSU, which is Oregon Health and Science Universities. It's a teaching hospital. The referral came from someone we've known for many years from the New York Institute of Neurology, Columbia University. I think sometimes I get them switched around how they say it, but we're really thankful. I probably already said these things to you, but I'm so tired. I did not sleep well. I was up throughout the night, but it's okay. I'm so glad that I'm symptomatic today. It almost looks like that there's a hair on the camera lens. Okay, hi. Well, anyways, today is the day, and I wanted to just share with you. I'm doing my paperwork this morning, which is probably not the least stressful way that you could prepare for a doctor's appointment. But it is what it is. I forgot all about this stuff. Darren's like, "Did you fill out your paperwork?" I'm like, "Paperwork?" It's like you'd think I've never done this before. It's just been a while. It's been a while since I've seen a new doctor, and I'm thankful that I'm filling this out now because it kind of... Ow! It's kind of putting it fresh in my mind, you know? And I've had some really supportive friends message me. Tamara, thank you for your advice this morning about some... She mentioned that I should bring and be prepared to share some of the videos with the doctors because they don't lie. And I thought, oh, yeah, I kind of thought of that last night as I was uploading the vlog, but then I could be more prepared to know, like, this particular video, if we go to minute 143 or whatever, where that stuff is to quickly access it while we're there. But I'm going to do my paperwork. Yeah, so I'm excited to be really messed up to go see him. But in regards to clothing, I know this sounds weird, but I do try to dress kind of business casual and incredibly comfortable. I've got, like, I'll show you later when I'm fully done with everything. Maybe Darren can help with the camera or something. But, yeah, I try to be in, like, super comfortable clothes. I know, okay, for those of you that maybe are new to going to lots of appointments, this is just the thing. You don't know necessarily if you're going to get to keep your clothes on or you're going to have to wear a gown. So I always am very mindful about the undergarments that I wear, that they are modest and comfortable, and like that they're, and I wear like tank top underneath, just so that if there's any moniker of, you know, decency, I can keep it if I have to wear a robe, because I've had to wear gowns and then the doctor's like, okay, walk down the hall and back, and you're like, whilst you stand behind me, no thank you. So I'm just kind of mindful of that. And like I said, comfortable. I also wear layers because we live in Oregon, and a lot of you know what it's... It's such a bad combination today to have a spasm right where it gets in the way of my movements. But again, perfect time to go to the doctor. I'm trying to, like, suppress the movements with my tension in my body and focus, so that way it doesn't do this, because when I move, it's like I have a stiff neck, so to speak, like a spasm at the base of my neck, and I get these spasms all the time, so I can't turn very far unless I push the muscle down. If I push my fingers deep into the spasm, this is not doctor's advice, and then I can actually increase my range of motion by isolating out, or kind of pull. How would you say that? I haven't even drank my tea yet this morning. Disengage. You kind of disengage that muscle, and then you can I can get way more mobility. It still hurts, but it only does it for that moment, and then it's a little better now. And blah, blah, blah. Clothing. Business casual. I wear layers. It's Oregon. You're used to dysregulated systems, so also you understand what it's like to be cold and then sweaty and then hot and then you're going to die. And then I like to have layers because it's like a grown-up security blanket too. So I wear like a comfy, flowy cardigan type thing, and then also like a jean jacket with lots of pockets so I can have whatever I need in them and not have to carry a big bag, but feel kind of free and as comfortable as I can be, because I don't know about for you, but, and I've mentioned this before in previous vlogs, but it seems like for me, just the anticipation of anything whether it be, I have had like no sleep practically, sorry, whether it be, that just happened. What were we talking about? You should comment below and tell me what I was saying. Let's see if, because sometimes I never recover what it was. And then I go back and I see it and I'm like, this is embarrassing. People actually watch this stuff? Okay, going to the doctor, clothes, comfort, comfy jacket, have what you need. Don't remember, guys. Well, so here I am. I'm getting ready. I'll show you my outfit later. I'm going to go do my makeup, and I'm going to do it without using any utensils other than a mascara wand. I'm still debating whether I could pull off doing my eyebrows without using a tool. Does an eyebrow pencil count? I'm going to try to do every single step without using a brush to my face. And I'm going to try some new techniques that I just thought of this morning, and we'll see if it works. And that will be over on our other channel, my other channel, The Larry Andy Show. I don't know why it's not so easy to find right now, and I don't have time to figure it out. So I'll post a link to it down below. And I'm going to listen to music. Oh, I know what I was going to say. 8 minutes into it. Something about like the anticipation of something happening, whether it's something exciting like a friend's coming over, or it's you're expecting a phone call, or your husband's holding a smartphone behind your back to give to your daughter for, you know, a teenage daughter's birthday present. Anticipation, like any of those kinds of things. It doesn't even have to be a cognitive thing at all. Just the anticipation. Your brain does all kinds of things without you being mentally, cognitively aware or in control of what you're doing. And so there's times when your nervous system is reacting and acting, even though your mind is like, what is your deal? I'm not even stressed. I'm not anxious. Like, so this would be one of those times when people be like, well, just calm down, it'll be fine. And then they give you, and God bless you guys, and I'm not being a jerk about this, but it's like, sometimes the mental advice of like, oh, take a deep breath and be calm and just don't worry about it. It's all nice, and at times that is very good advice, but then there's other times when it's completely physical and my mind is completely at peace about the appointment. I'm not worried about what we're going to say because I don't pre-plan what I say ever. And so for me, like, that is not a stress for me. I know my story. I've got Darren there who's brilliant and he's on my side, and I know that no matter what happens, it doesn't matter. So really, it can't go wrong. And I'm looking forward to resting together as a fam afterwards, since Darren got off early. We have the last, 30 minutes of Secretariat to watch.
Okay, don't come into the hallway.
And, yeah, I'm really tired, and I cannot wait for jammy time in the couch. So now, like I said, I'm going to go fill out my paperwork. I'm going to do my makeup. I will come back later and show you my doctor's wardrobe. And then Darren and I will chat with you probably a little bit before and after our appointment. So hope you have time to stick around. See you then. Hey guys, I don't know if you can see it, but way up there on that hill is the hospital, which, just kidding, I just realized that they're at the bottom of the hill now. The movement disorder clinic moved to the bottom of the hill. Just kidding.
All of us people with movement disorders can't get up the hill.
Oh, okay. Can we go up to, can we do the tram?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Oh, you don't want to be mean to me on camera and say, no, I want to go home.
What do you mean? I'm confused. So
like after, I want to go.
Depends what time it is, sure.
It has one of those gondolas that go up and down like the mountains in Germany.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not quite
Germany.
the same, but we are on our way. I don't even know why I have these on. It's raining, but it's still bright for me. I need to put my elbow down because I'm going to start shaking. But then I get all these terrible angles of me. Oh, well, who cares? Ooh, I can't even turn my neck to look out the window. But, we're on time.
Yeah.
We
should make this short though, because I'm gonna need some directional help.
Oh, I will directionally help you in 2 seconds. I was just gonna say that instead of talking about the appointment, we're really just kind of remembering that we know our story, we know all the facts, and I'm just kind of prayed that I would say the right things and that it works out okay. So we're gonna go over the bridge and toward the hospital, teaching movement disorder clinic, whatever you want to call it, and we'll talk to Ooh, this is such a great day for severely painful spasms. I'm so happy. Okay, we will see you guys in a while. Bye. Public transportation for the buses and for the MAX train. I have never been down here, Darren. This is a cool detour. I got us lost with my big mouth. And now we're driving through the south waterfront of Portland. This is all the new development. We've never been down here before. Wow, look at that big weird building. What is that?
That's where the tram goes. Can you help me with directions, Elodie?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's probably a good time.
So, hello, here we are.
Hi.
Can I just say that Darren looks absolutely adorable today?
Oh, stop.
I am not even joking. But I will have to have us, we have to show them our...
Madeline said I looked like I was from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And somehow I didn't take that as a compliment. I told her I didn't want to be from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Anyways.
That's
Even
funny.
though he was a cool dude.
Yeah, he was. Anyways, we're driving back towards home. Sorry for the shaky filming, but I don't know what else to do. So, man, that guy was amazing. I don't know how, but the moment I laid eyes on him, I knew that I was going to like him, and I didn't even know what his findings would be, but I would say the number one thing I would say about him, wouldn't you agree, was that he was... You were agreeing already. How sweet.
I'm trained.
12 years of marriage almost, you know.
Yes, dear.
But he was so thorough.
He was very thorough.
He reminded me of Dr. Shefflin in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to have a rheumatologist back in the day when they diagnosed me with psoriatic arthritis and fibromyalgia. He was super thorough. So this guy was how old? 60s?
60s
late
probably.
60s?
Yeah. Mid 60s or beyond.
Really kind.
Yeah. Very professional. Very, very thorough, very articulate.
But he was like not
overly talkative.
and I need to watch my mouth. But he wasn't overly talkative, but he wasn't clipped in like a rude.
No.
Sometimes how doctors can be kind of a little bit too clinical and they're like, you're just trying to share and maybe you don't quite know where they're going, you don't know their routine, or like he had a system and he's like, no, that's an operation, not an operation, this. And he would clarify because he had an order about how he was taking all of these really like tons of notes. Look, there's another huge crowd at the bus stop again. Can't believe that. So sorry, squirrel. But yeah, really thorough, really kind. He pretty much, long story short, he listened through everything. He asked a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he too, well, okay, how about this? He wants to do a few tests, but he pretty much prefaced them by saying that he thinks that they're going to be negative, but he wants to rule them out. So, for instance, he wants to do a test. It's a blood. Is it blood and urine? Is the urine for that same test?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah. Okay, so there's this blood and urine test. I have to do like a urine catch for 24 hours and give blood when I bring it back. And they look for, it's Wilson's disease, and apparently it can have weird neurological symptoms. It's something to do with like a buildup of copper in your system. He said he doesn't really think that that's likely, but he just wants to rule it out. And the other thing was, I have not had, what is it called? The nerve conduction study.
I think so.
And so, where they stick needles into your nerves and kind of put on electricity and record the response or something.
Yeah.
Darren, you had that in New York, right?
Yeah, I get confused between the nerve conduction and the EMG. I think the EMG just reads the output of the nerves, and the nerve conduction, I think, if I'm correct, if I'm getting this straight, is where they put electricity into targeted areas, and then they read the output of the nerves. And I don't know exactly what their measurements are, but they're able to tell if there's nerve damage, essentially.
And he wants to do that in association with my neck and all my neck symptoms, which I gotta say, kudos. He's the first one that, well, that's not true. This has come up a few times, not by the neurologists, but by other helping practitioners in regards to me having this done. Whoa, look at that car.
Don't park your car in that neighborhood. Looks like it was something from this parked in the tough neighborhood in the 1970s. And anyways.
Whoa, yeah, good job. You didn't diss any cities. I like that. But the car was like smashed. All the windows were busted out, and it was like had graffiti all over it.
So it was interesting.
Okay, so what now? What were we saying?
So, there's been other healthcare practitioners recommended it, but he's the first.
No, but before, it's always been anyone that's thought about doing it. It was like, how on earth is she going to sit still for that test? Actually, that one neurologist was kind of a jerk. He not today, but
no,
I shouldn't say that. But he wasn't nice. But he was like, "There's no way you could do one of those. Look at you." Essentially, was what he was, acting like. But this doctor, he thought that it would be something that between movements that they should be able to do it. I know that my guru, physical therapist, I remember him thinking that probably wouldn't be like the best thing for my nervous system. Not surprised. But
I would agree. It wasn't good for my nervous system.
Yeah, but that's where you got your answers.
I got some more answers from it. I mean, it made my legs shake a lot more, and it kind of, I had to take some extra medicine at the time, which they told me to do, and I recovered, but it made for a hard few days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some more information out of it, which proved to be worthwhile. So.
But the most exciting part about that is going to look at all of the potential nerve damage that's in my neck that could be causing a great deal amount of my symptoms. And he did say that it is possible that that just like, could it be possible that there isn't damage? Because he suspects that the test's going to come back negative.
I asked him, is it possible that somebody can have a nerve conduction study and not show up, with clear damage to nerves, but yet have that same area be problematic and dysregulating their nervous system? And he said he can't answer that definitively, which is understandable, but he said that it is possible that there could be irritation or even some damage that doesn't show up on a test like that contributes to dysregulation. So that was an interesting insight.
Well, and doesn't that kind of sound like FMD and FND anyways? It's like you have symptoms that mimic exactly something. Well, but this is saying that there really is actually something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets complicated. Another thing he said that was interesting, actually, he was just a peach. But at the very end, he's like, oh, and by the way, I want to tell you that we look at functional neurological disorder and conversion disorder
and he was really sweet about it, because at the beginning I mentioned that my psychologist doesn't think that I have a conversion disorder, but that I have a functional neurological disorder. And he kind of said, well, we're looking at it predominantly in the medical field, that we're looking at it as synonymous, that they're the same thing. And we kind of said, well, a lot of people believe that FND is when it's just a non-specific, unclear etiology, and CD is when you have a more specific origin that is from some specific trauma or emotional stuff. But maybe they're thinking that they're all the same.
That's not the conclusion he came to. He said that they had a movement disorders conference, and they were talking about that topic and as to where that fits. That's how I understood it.
I'm not sure where we're disagreeing, but he said that essentially, because I spoke of them as potentially similar but two different things, and he cleared it up to say that we talked about what we're calling it, and people can't decide what to call it, but essentially it's the same thing.
I think this is just my opinion. I think it could matter to the individual, to the patient. So
It matters. I think it matters.
Yeah, I think it matters. So I think
because if you have psychological not issues, that sounds rude, but like if you have psychological triggers or origins or traumatic things, you don't want to like discredit that.
Well, I think it could give the patient, the more we understand about ourselves, whatever it is that we're dealing with, maybe that information can help us determine a track to take or a provider to seek. So
That's true.
That information, I think, can prove worthwhile. I think sometimes in terms of seeking to understand what our own diagnosis is, sometimes we have to take breaks, or sometimes we have to, accept that maybe there's some things that won't be known about it, so we don't drive ourselves up the wall. But if something is able to be understood, I think that's useful data.
And I don't think there's any shame in having it be an emotional something that starts it, because, I think it's so often that we want to separate our mind and our body and our spirit and all these things, like they're separate issues and they're not related, but all mind, body, this stuff is all so connected, and so that doesn't mean that it's made up. It doesn't mean that you have control over it. It's just so in that sense, it's just entirely the same thing, that your body is sending and signaling issues, and who really care? And we've already talked about this on multiple videos, but really, who cares? But exciting news.
Yeah. Go ahead, or do you want me to mention it, or? Okay.
I'm so excited I can't even talk.
Well, the doctor mentioned that OHSU is going to have some doctors and I believe a psychiatrist and a physical therapist that are working together to start a program for functional FMD, functional neurological disorder, functional movement
He
disorders.
called it a clinic.
And
a functional neurological functional movement disorder clinic.
Absolutely.
But they're not sure what they're going to call it exactly yet, and it's brand new. But they're going to call me.
And it's not up and running yet. So for those that might be in the area or the region that are excited, it's something to check into. It's something to check into and keep your eyes out for. We don't really know much further details other than he's going to contact us. But how soon it's up and running, I'm not sure. But it's pretty exciting because
he admitted that he personally, even though he's a movement disorder specialist, doesn't really know too much about. Is that what he said exactly? I mean, he knew a lot about what he was talking about. Like, he's not aware, but he's not like.
It's not his specialty precisely, I think.
Yeah, but they're working on it.
Right.
And that's cool.
And if they have, what it turns out to be is focused resources. If you got doctors and
a team working together.
Other professionals that are working together to help folks out with FMD. You can
turn here to go to where we're going.
You're gonna get more of a concentrated help and resources potentially. So
yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Because normally what happens is the one sends you to the other, and then the other says no, send it back to the other.
Right.
The other says I don't know, sends them to the third one.
Right.
So instead of being ping-ponged between three different types of things, this center would have them all working together.
Well, and what's wonderful is when you have something like this established, imagine the kind of data that these providers will collect, the kind of knowledge and experiences that they will gain over time, that that as time goes on and they collect this data, they are going to have more and more information and feedback, I would imagine, to give to their patients, which is exciting because it won't be like the confounded doctor that's never seen or heard this before.
And
it's going to be a team of professionals that
teaching
that have access to research. It's a research university.
There's
resources.
students always around, learning.
It has a lot of potential, and we don't know a lot about it, but we know that with what OHSU has as far as resources, and with what we do know, it sounds like it has a lot of potential. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, and so for those of you that know me personally and are watching this not because you have these things, but because you want to know more about me, I guess I would say that this appointment, it didn't really change anything. Oh my word, goodness sakes. Sorry, I'm getting all trafficy on you. But I guess I would say it didn't change anything for me in regards to my diagnosis. It was just another confirmation by a specialist saying, yeah, I think I agree that this is what you have. But the problem is, as far as pharmacological options, he really said that there really aren't any good ones, and it's all trial and error. And especially with my sensitivities and how, can I be friends with that guy? He's wearing a Mariners hat. Is there a game today? I haven't checked. You're all Mariner-y today. Look at your outfit.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
just trying to.
Sorry, I have ADD, so I saw a Mariner hat and I got distracted. But it doesn't change anything. The medications, they're still challenging for me. So he told me that some of the drugs that were recommended for me through other specialists, he would tell me to steer clear of because I respond opposite to a lot of drugs. If you know me, you know I have major issues with focus and distraction, and that actually can, when you have those kinds of physiology, it can make drugs act counter to what they're ought to. So I have a lot of issues with pharmaceutical medications. But he pretty much said, I mean, he didn't have anything to offer to help me.
There wasn't anything new, unfortunately. So it's kind of a, our takeaway from this would be just that, it's confirmation that we've been on the right track. It's exciting to hear about their new program, the new clinic developing for FND. That's awesome. Happy for ourselves. Happy for the potential that could have in the future for us and for other people going through this. And then, but as far as us personally at this moment in time, I'd say that it's nothing super fantastic in terms of like, wow, we walked away with a new protocol. We walked away with a new medication or an answer that was new and different. But we did feel like we walked away well cared for, that there's some further testing, which is all good.
He even said he wants to make sure that he sees us in 2 months to make sure that nothing fell through the cracks, and
definitely.
He was just really thorough.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because I feel like we haven't seen anybody up to this point that had all that kind of put together in a neurologist. So
now I feel like I have a neurologist.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a praise.
So there's lots of excitement, and it's just, but oftentimes with these things, there's not a single.
I'm so sorry. Can you lower your voice just?
Yeah, sorry.
Tiny bit.
So there's not a lot of there's not a single thing that's.
Hold on. Sorry, Darren's octave or whatever you call it was just dysregulating.
Yeah, there wasn't a single thing that we walked away with that was like, this has changed our lives. But we have some things that are encouraging. We have a place to go to now. We have a resource and potential future resources, which that's pretty exciting.
Oh, he did say that he agreed that I should go to a fibromyalgia specialist and that they should be able to help kind of work toward hitting some measures that working on towards hitting my pain.
Yeah.
He also agreed that medication is not the number one way to treat FND, and that it's through physical therapy and just really. Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, this appointment made me more excited about this channel because you guys, it really does sound like we need to band together, find out stuff that works, and share it with each other.
Yeah, and I told him about that I've heard through other people, I don't remember who now, but that more than one, but that there's a clinic offered, program offered out of the Mayo Clinic called the BEST program, and don't know a whole lot about it, and I know that's not accessible and available to everyone out there. But anyways, we shared that information with him, and he could pass it on to his colleagues and so forth. So I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
it's
they
part
could
of,
find more out about it. Maybe.
absolutely, and you never know, because they could borrow, no pun intended, best practices, to see what other people experienced in the field are doing. So, we try to do our part to advocate, to throw something out there that will help others that are in the field of research, which they are.
We mentioned FND Hope to them,
Absolutely.
FNDHope.org, and he sounded like he knew about it.
I think he did, and so trying to get the information and share it, and hopefully there'll come a time where there are going to be even more resources, more programs out there for people that are going through this that we can get access to. That'd be
And
awesome.
I'm excited for, I just had this thought for the first time, but as a patient, how can I help?
Yeah.
How can I, be a part of making things better from the patient aspect?
Sure.
Who knows?
I
Maybe
think
they
part of-
care. I don't know.
I think so, and I think
If they're starting up a new program, they might have an interest in hearing from the patient perspective.
You never know, and the thing
And
is,
I got a lot to say, let me tell you.
and sharing information is a part of that, and so sharing resources, information, and whatnot, and you just never know, and hopefully they put some of the brightest minds behind it, and gain some forward traction, so we can all have a little bit brighter future. So
Yeah. I'm glad you came. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely, glad to be there.
So, I don't know what else to say. I think we covered it.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah. Well, the only other thing is later we'll have to come back to show you. I really wanted to show you my doctor outfit. I talked to you about I didn't tell you. I was telling them it's funny. Oh, that sounds weird. I don't have a dress up doctor's outfit like I'm 5. I meant
sure.
my uniform, what I wear to the doctors. And so I wanted, this is my go-to doctor's outfit. So I wanted to show them. So maybe later Madeline can grab the phone and we can show them how we dress for doctor success.
Well, it's personal preference, but yeah. So,
Don't get all. You don't have to go out and buy our outfits.
No.
Unless you want to look like Mr. Rogers.
We're just basically saying we don't want to look like we just walked in there in our pajamas or something.
Yeah,
So that's kind of it.
I just mentioned in the beginning that we already feel kind of prejudged because they're sitting there holding your medical record.
Right.
So I don't wear bright wild lipstick. I don't
Right.
wear super loud outfits. I just want to be neutral as I can.
Yeah.
And business cash.
Yeah, and just professional.
But
and
that's
so,
us. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. And
So-
sometimes some days maybe all you can get into is sweatpants or whatever,
Oh!
and that's just it. But
Word to your mother.
I don't. If I can help it, and I've gone to the doctor looking all kinds of ways before, but if I can help it now, I try to at least throw something on that looks better than I might feel.
Yeah. No, many of my, I think
So-
I mentioned this before in a different blog, but many of my early doctor's appointments were, I just got excited because we're at Fred Meyer and I thought I could go into the garden section to
We gotta go.
decompress.
We gotta go.
Okay, we gotta go. But, yeah, in my early time, I was in jammies at the doctor's too. So, no judgment on that. All right, guys.
Maybe a small bit of judgment.
Shh, did you see what she was wearing in the doctor's office?
That was
All
her,
right.
by the way.
So here we are.
Hi.
This clip is probably inserted in some random place, but this is this is my normal go-to outfit that I wear. Can you see my shoes and everything? This is my normal go-to outfit that I wear to the doctor.
Dolce and Gabbana.
And then
that was a JK.
I did have to take this off because I got too warm and sweaty and stuff. And then Darren looks fabulous, and he's even sporting. Keep it this way though, because it won't work. Oops, hi. But this is Mariner color, so cute for me. Aww.
Courtesy of Kohl's.
Yes,
and a
you
few
were
other
like Kohl's out
random
and
places.
Old Navy discount.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See ya.
See ya. Bye. All right, you guys.
All right,
Take
bye.
care. Bye.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe because our family's growing, and I say it every time,
Yeah.
but we care. And I've been loving the comments below and the emails.
Yeah,
They've been so
totally.
great.
Lots
so
of encouraging emails from the heart, and honestly, that's what encourages us and inspires us to keep making the vlogs, because we see that it's impacting your lives. And some of you guys have said some really amazing things, and we didn't realize that we were able to bless some of you and encourage you, and so if we could be a small part in that, you know, we're happy to you know, keep on keeping on, and we hope that you keep on keeping on as well. All right.
all right. See
Take
you
care.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.